Hello, my name is Marie Boischu. I am a researcher at the National Center for Scientific Research, CNRS, and I work at the Laboratory of Atmospheric Optics on the University of Lille campus. Today, I will guide you through using a web platform called Volplume, which is designed to study volcanic gas and particle emissions. This helps us better understand the volcanic activity and the impact of volcanism on the atmosphere. It involves integrating different types of data, including satellite and ground-based observations. Feel free to use the pause button throughout this video to follow along step by step on the platform. You can also click on the interactive links to learn more about specific topics. Here is a link to the Volplume platform, developed through a collaboration between the Laboratory of Atmospheric Optics at the University of Lille and the National IRIS Center for Atmospheric Data and Services. To track user interest and access, the platform is open to all, but does require registration. Scientists can use their ORCID ID. Once logged in, you'll see a world map displaying active volcanoes represented by red triangles. To get started, we'll examine the autumn 2021 eruption of the Cumbre Vieja volcanic ridge, meaning Old Summit in Spanish, on La Palma, part of the Spanish Canary Islands. Generally, satellite observations give us a global view of volcanic activity. They detect volcanic emissions rich in gases, especially sulfur dioxide, SO2, a major volcanic gas that is easily measurable from space, as well as particles such as ash and sulfate aerosols. A wide range of satellite data is available under the Primary Variables tab on the platform. This includes data from low Earth orbit, LEO, satellites, with sensors such as TROPOMI, OMPS, OMI, YASI, MODIS, and POLDER, with revisit times of 12 or 24 hours, but also data from geostationary, GEO, satellites, with sensors such as MSG, GOES, Himawari, offering higher temporal resolution, with images acquired every 10 to 20 minutes, albeit with lower spectral resolution. Let's select TROPOMI on board the Sentinel-5P satellite, specifically the 7-kilometer SO2 product, which assumes a center of mass at 7 kilometers of altitude, and choose the date, October the 19th, 2021, then click Load Map. A large red anomaly appears, showing high SO2 levels in the atmosphere, measured throughout the atmospheric column from ground to satellite. Using Box Zoom or Box Select, you can focus on the region. The Volcano Info tool shows that this SO2-rich plume over Western Europe, carried by an atmospheric river from the Caribbean, originates from the Cumbre Vieja volcanic ridge. You can adjust SO2 column amount threshold values using the SO2 range in Dobson units on the left panel to remove noise or highlight areas of the plume. This eruption was marked by explosive episodes with ash-rich emissions, as shown in photos of the grey plume and ash-covered island. Notably, a Ryanair flight incident occurred 5 days earlier, on October the 14th, due to volcanic ash from this eruption. Questions arise regarding the plume's evolution in the atmosphere. Will the ash fall quickly or travel long distances? Together, we'll conduct a joint analysis of satellite and ground-based observations to better understand plume transport and particle composition. To do so, let's go back to Volplume and select secondary variables that gather measurements from several ground networks. Such ground networks include photometric stations from the Aeronet network, LiDAR and ACSM stations from the Actris research infrastructure, and stations for air quality monitoring. To start, let's choose the aerosol optical depth AOD data from the Aeronet network. Click Load Map. Square symbols show Aeronet stations. Their color intensity reflects aerosol load. Darker colors, like in Lille and Zeebrugge here, indicate higher AOD, suggesting the volcanic plume's presence. To explore this further, select the Atoll station in Lille and under the tab Plot Data for Ground Stations. In the default Station Overview mode, level 1.5, click Create Plots. You'll see time series for AOD in red and Angstrom exponent, AE, in blue, for the days before and the days after the date of acquisition of the satellite image, represented by vertical dashed lines. On October the 19th, the date of acquisition of the satellite image, AOD rises to 0.39, exceeding usual values measured at this station, which are shown by the red box. If you analyze the contribution of both fine and coarse modes to total AOD values from the SDA algorithm, this increase is mostly due to fine particles, shown by yellow symbols. The Station Overview mode also provides aerosol microphysical and absorption properties derived from Aeronet Almuconta observations, which are less frequent but very informative. You can view the aerosol size distribution, which reveals a surge in fine particles over Lille, with an effective radius up to 0.22 micrometers. Almuconta inversions also show the presence of weakly absorbing aerosols, with a single scattering albedo, SSA, of about 0.98 at 440 nanometers, suggesting sulfate aerosols and not ash. Next, we analyze ground-based LiDAR observations at 532 nanometers here. Choose the Météo-France station in Villeneuve d'Ascq, near Lille. LiDAR backscatter signal reveals aerosols up to 4 kilometers of altitude, with distinct thin layers around 3 kilometers, especially on October the 20th. These layers display a low depolarization ratio, less than 0.1, indicating spherical aerosols, likely sulfates, ruling out non-spherical ash unless coated in sulfates. Lastly, we explore ground-based in situ ACSM measurements from the Atoll station, which inform on particle chemical composition in nitrate, ammonium, organics, chlorine, and sulfate, SO4, which is especially of interest for us here. We observe in Lille-Villeneuve d'Ascq a rise in sulfate concentrations at ground level as the plume passes, implying some volcanic sulfates reached the planetary boundary layer, temporarily degrading air quality. In conclusion, combining satellite data from Tropomi sensor here, ground-based remote sensing observations from Aeronet and LiDAR networks, and in situ ground-level chemical data from ACSM network allows you to track a volcanic plume over long distances, from the eruption site to continental distances. With Volcplume, we followed this plume across thousands of kilometers and detected volcanic particles as far as northern France and Belgium. This platform also helped assess the microphysical and radiative properties of these volcanic particles and their vertical distribution. Ultimately, this approach allows you to identify the nature of the volcanic particles. In our case, you can see that the particles from Cumbre Vera that reach France mainly consist in sulfate aerosols.